Welcome back, champions. War number 3 is here, and we've got another 8-fight war lined up. This time around, I'm bringing in a team that hits hard and tanks harder, featuring a champ I seriously considered taking to rank 4, and that is Sentinel. He is joined by the ever-reliable lukecage and the rage-fueled powerhouse Weapon X. Let's see if this trio can smash their way through Path 4 and beyond. Buckle up, this should be a fun one. And our first fight up on Path 4 is going to be this Hyperion. And well, I'm probably using your not-so-typical counter for Hyperion and Wolverine Weapon X. Main reason for that is because of the node with the calcify on there and the reverse controls. Wolvie is immune to the petrify that gets put on there, which means he's not going to build up 3 debuffs unless I get hit with a special 1. And that means I'm not going to have reverse control. So I do throw it on an inbound boost just in case Hype doesn't want to throw a special. So here we go. We push him up to a special 2. You know what? He's not throwing a special. What the heck? Let's go ahead and just push him to a special 3. Kind of what I planned for all along. So he so kindly throws a special 3 right away. And, it's all right. You'll see here. I am immune to the debuffs. He is unblockable, so we just kind of have to dance around for a little bit. I almost forgot about that when I came out of it, but that's okay. You can't really counter the special 3 right away. So here we go. Now, would he throw another special? No, of course not. So we're going to go ahead and hit him a few times. We're going to go into our striker. Then we're going to jump into our special 2. He's almost down. We are unblockable at that point in time, so we can just hit right into him before he throws a special 3. And we take Hype out pretty much right according to plan. Our next fight up is going to be this Chee'Ilth. She can be a pain on defense every once in a while, but we're going to be using Wolvie here. We're going to take care of her cleanse charges, allowing us to have, pretty easy access to a parry and easy opening. So, we just kind of have to get through the initial cleanse charges. But what I noticed there is this person's running recoils. That makes this fight even that much easier. So we're going to bait a special 1. Let them take the recoil damage right there. And we're just going to kind of continue our process of just kind of countering special 1s, hitting into her, not having to do anything special. I don't even know if we get to our special attack in this one. I think we do right here. Yeah, probably didn't need to throw it. We threw it. She would have died if she threw her special 1. So very, very quick Weapon X fight there as well. And why not just ride the Wolverine train here? We're going to be using Weapon X for this Spider-Hame. No real reason for it other than, well, he was who I had, and he's better than lukecage or Sentinel for this fight. So we're going to squeak in 3 Wolverine Weapon X fights in this one. And really the plan here is we're going to throw special 1s pretty much the second we get the special 1, like right there. My biggest fear in fighting Spider-Hame is him building up the spider nonsense, like I've said before, and then evading and just kind of wrecking your face right after the evade. So we're just kind of going slow and easy. We're going to throw specials right when we need to, like right here. He does build up 1. That's okay. It's not much of an issue until he gets to 6. And, we're just going to kind of counter his specials. There's nothing really in this fight that's going to affect Weapon X other than, I did have some stings on me and I did take the damage there. Hindsight, I would have paid a little bit more attention to that, but you can see here I'm healing up from the debuffs on me. Nice little 787 willpower healing each tick, and Piggy is now down. So a little bit longer Piggy fight on that node, but pretty safe. Now, I'm not sure of this placement at all, putting Destroyer on this node. I'm going to use the one champion that pretty much shuts everything in Destroyer's kit down, and that's lukecage. You're going to notice here, I can just kind of hit into him. I'm baiting special 1s just so I don't accidentally miss a special 2 dex and eat the degen damage. Him throwing special 1s is fine. Even when he, throws 3, typically he would get that big power gain, but because Luke is Luke, he's turning pretty much all that off. And you can see here, there's the second special 1. This fight, there's really not much into it. We're going to throw the special 2. Nice chunk of damage there. We get the concussions on. Now we just want him to throw another special 1. We're going to bait it out. Like I said, you can easily push this guy to special 2. The dex isn't that hard, but it's a lot safer to dex the special 1 than try to bait the special 2 and, well, like I said, miss the dex on it. And there you go. 40-some second. Pretty easy takedown there for lukecage. All right, and now let's get to the mini bosses, and this may very well be one of the longest war fights I've had in a long time. We're going to be using Sentinel on this node against Red Skull. It is slow, it is tedious, it is boring, but it is safe. You know, kind of using Sentinel here because I'm going to be using him in some fights later on. He kind of fit the bill. I wanted to try and get at least 1 mini from each island in. And the other nice reason behind it is Sentinel does have the armor break. So we're going to be able to keep him, you know, armor broken. You know, that's really the main reason for it. And, you know, the other nice thing about it is Sentinel's tanky. So I'm going to be taking a lot of hits in the block. And, you know, I'm just going to be able to take them without much of an issue. And, you know, right now it's just a matter of building up the his charges. We're sitting in, you know, 44. You know, once we get to 100, we hit a lot harder. You know, we're just kind of playing around at this point, and we're going to speed this fight up and just kind of go through it because it's a lot of just what you're seeing here. It is just a lot of, hey, we're going to bait special 1s, we're going to deck special 1s, we're going to get rooted, he's going to get rooted, we're going to, you know, just constantly do the same thing over and over again. And you can see we're 2 minutes in, and we've done very little health, very little damage to him. Now, at this point, we start cranking it up. You know, I'm going to leave it go fast forward here because it's a matter of, you know, he heals up, I get a heal break on, I get a bunch of armor breaks on, and we just kind of go back and forth for a while. Now, you know, you can see here, even at a minute 40, we still have 50% left. Now, we get him down to 15% health. Here we go. We just need to get a good parry, get a couple hits in, we finish it off. Hopefully you don't mind that sped up a little bit. Didn't want to bore you too much. Now for a fight that, this is not my favorite counter for this fight. One, it's not my favorite Enchantress counter. Luke works, just not my favorite. Mixmaster Enchantress, I really don't like. So we're going to throw on an invuln boost. Kind of wasted it, to be honest, when you see in this fight. You know, playing here, of course, is just to kind of take the fight as it comes. You know, see what spells Enchantress gets up. She got 2 for the intercept, and she does play into my intercepts here. Unfortunately, I think right here I wasted all of them. You know, wasted all those easy intercepts. Should have waited. Here, we're going to go ahead and throw a special so I can turtle up and hope she doesn't throw her special. Of course she does. And now we've got 3 intercept cards. My favorite is when she gets those orange spells up there and gets those intercepts. And, you know, she had the evade up. There we go. We do get another nice little intercept. So far, the first 40 seconds of this fight, going about as good as I could expect. Now I'm turtling again, hoping she doesn't throw. Of course, I accidentally dash back. She throws. And of course, she gets another intercept card up there. Or spell, whatever you want to call them. Now, I'm in the corner. I do need to back her up some. And hey, look at that. She had the intercept up 3 times, and I've managed to do it 3 times. Couldn't expect much more out of this fight. There is where I wasted it. I forgot my last hit was a medium. I went to do it. She evaded it. And well, there we go. There's the invuln gone. Now I've got to get an intercept in. And this is where she does her Enchantress bit. I can't get a hit in. She doesn't want to come at me. As soon as she starts, I think she's coming at me. She turtles up and then she evades where it would have been an intercept, and then I take a hit to the face. And at this point, I'm like, oh, well, you know what? She's going to be over a bar power. Maybe I can turtle up and get an intercept that way. Let's see what happens. Well, so far, not working. There we get a stun. So, you know what? We can push her red, right? No problem there. We can push her red. What's the worst going to happen? I'm going to take a little bit of damage. And then I forgot. Oh, my invuln's on cooldown. So what happens here is she hits us. Oh, that's not too bad. We're still alive until the damage from her spells not being turned off. So we die, we revive, we heal up. And Luke Cage here, with not the biggest health pool, just watch. 1, 2, 3. Would have taken 4 heals to get 60% of my health back. I said it in the last one, I'll say it in this one. It is time for some increased potion sizes or some new potions to come out that we can buy with loyalty so that we can get through fights a little bit cheaper. I mean, that is 1 revive taking that many potions to heal up. Here, kind of looking at the same thing that we had before now. It's just, can we get it to turtle up? The Mix Master makes this very, very difficult. You can't really do a whole lot. Ideally, I would be getting more parries and doing light, medium combos, but I'm trying to turtle up so that she doesn't throw the special 1 as often. So it makes it really hard to get a good combo in, at least with Luke Cage. And you can see here, at least she's being nice, and she's not throwing a lot of special 1s. You know, you take a lot of chip damage in this fight. Luke is fairly safe. I would prefer to come in with Nefaria. He would be my preferred counter. Here we push to a special 3 and we're safe because we've turned all her spells off. So we're going to go ahead and throw our special 1. We're going to turtle up. She throws this, and it's also safe because my Invuln is still up. So we take no damage here thanks to Luke Cage. I probably still have my Invuln boost up too. I don't know. So here we go. Now we just have to get the last little bit down. Hopefully we can keep her from throwing another special. You know, she's down to 3%. And we finish her off. There we go. 1 death to Enchantress on that node. Not the best, but you know what? I'll take it. Now this is the main fight that I brought in Sentinel for. I was looking for a champion that had the 2 immunities in there for both the Cold Snap and the Bleed, and well, Sentinel fits the bill. So we're going to go in here with Sentinel. The plan is to bait special 1s, because I can counter the special 1 and keep his spots down. So, you know, that's kind of the plan here. And the other plan with this is not to feed Conflictor. So I'm just going to take hits in the block. You know, my thinking is I did not use my special 3 against Red Skull. If I get in trouble, if I take some damage, I've got the special 3 I can fall back on. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. You know, here we're going to bait a special 1 now. He throws a special 1. We counter. Everything's going perfect. This is just where I want it to be. You know, he's at another special 1. Not the end of the world as long as he throws it. There we go. Finally throws it. I counter. We have to bait another special 1. He doesn't want to throw it, so you know what? We'll just go ahead and push him to a special 2. Not the end of the world. Now he's at his 5 charges. Missed the timing there on getting a hit in between his hits of his special. So we got a little bit of the ruptures on us. Not the end of the world. We're going to be able to recover from that. Here we go. We get another special 1. We counter perfectly. And it's nice of him. He throws another special 1 right away. There we miss the dex, and you know what? We take some hits. Okay, we'll live. You know, we are tanky. We can survive. And you know, he's down to 40%. And here, I completely forgot I was fighting Spot, and you can't hit into his block. So I fed him spots. Once again, he now has his untouchable up. Throws another special. Every one of those hits is putting some ruptures on me. And I'm sitting here thinking, you know what? Let's not risk it. I could have gone a couple more hits, could have gone a couple more seconds before I threw the special, but let's go ahead and throw the special 3. We're going to get some map spacing back, and we're going to be at a full yellow bar. That was the primary reason for it. Now we're just going to let him hit into our block here a little bit. Bait out a heavy. And, you know, we're back in this fight in very good shape. Now, just need to get the clean counter to the special 1. We do. And as long as we can do that, we're going to go ahead now, and we're going to counter. We're going to keep the charges off, and it's about time I'm going to put some debuffs on there. Let's drop some incinerates and let's drop this fool. And last but not least is going to be this Mr. Sinister on node 49, Stunning Reflect, Polka Dot Power, Brute Force. Now, I don't necessarily understand the Mr. Sinister placement here, and I'm going to explain why in just a second. At its base value, yeah, it's going to be a pretty tough fight. It's going to be pretty hard. Even using Sentinel, not the best counter if you can't throw specials. But what happens is if you bait one special one, Mr. Sinister puts a bleed on himself. I can't be degened by Mr. Sinister. So all I have to do in this fight is bait special ones, and what I can do is I can throw my special one and heal block him. So that's what this whole fight is. We're going to bait special ones, we're going to throw our special one, and we're just going to kind of keep rinsing and repeating. I could go up to a special 2 if I wanted to, but it's safer, it's easier. I'm just going to throw those nice special ones. We're going to stack on a bunch of armor breaks. We're going to, get the power from Polka Dot Power. Even if he hits us with a special one, it's not the end of the world. We're tanky. We can take a bunch of hits. We do have to worry about Brute Force a little bit. I think that's the only damage I've taken. And one more special one. And we 5-hit combo. We throw our special one. Could have gone into a striker there and finished it off. But we might as well just wait it out, get a low intercept there, and finish that fight off. Well, outside of Enchantress doing Enchantress things, I'm really happy with how this war played out. It was fun using some champs that might not be the obvious counters, but they got the job done, and that's all that matters. We're through week 1 of season 57, and I'm feeling much better after shaking off that rough start in war number 1. As always, mini account fights are coming up next, so stick around for more war action. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit that like, subscribe, and feel free to drop me a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and take care all.
you